We just finished our first night sleeping in the van. It actually went pretty well. There was a kind of a rogue street light that kept going on and off, and a little bit of car traffic. But other than that, it was nice and quiet. We stayed here, let me just show you, in Dillard at a little distillery right there that's been around for a long time. And it actually is also right near the Dillard House. If you just walk down the road there about 3 minutes, you can go to the very famous Dillard House restaurant and inn. And let's see what else. We are on the property of City Hall, or just adjacent to it. That building behind me is an old school that's now City Hall for Dillard. And I don't know if you can tell, also behind me there's some beautiful mountains on that side, and we are heading that direction up towards Hot Spring, North Carolina. But I thought I would just share with you where I am. I know it's been a long time since you guys have seen me on the regular on the Joyful Rambler channel, and I apologize for that, but went through a really tough time there when I got back from the trail, and shortly after that my marriage just disintegrated, unfortunately. Yeah, it was a really tough time, but I'm doing much better, and I've had a lot of fun building out this van. I'm going to take you back now to share that with you. I've been recording all the way along, but haven't had time to edit, so I'm going to go ahead and edit those for you and get them up in a van build series. But at the same time, I'm going to share with you my travels, so I hope that you'll stay tuned. And thank you for those of you who have been so supportive over all this time, through my through hike, through my difficulties, and now I'm excited to have you along for this adventure. So this is the little RM Rose Company distillery. It's pretty small, but we went in and had a tasting and a little tour and picked up some blackberry whiskey that was really sweet, and in a good way, for a little aperitif, or probably for making some cocktails. So, and they were kind enough to let us stay as part of the Harvest Host program. And we did have a few folks hanging out here in the evening, just some young adults, I would say, not teenagers, young adults. They were just hanging out with their friends here at this little tiny pavilion. And like I said, there was just a little bit of road noise. It's not a super heavy traffic road like a highway, but there is, it's a neighborhood and people are coming and going. And this street light up here was just on, off all night long. And my window covers are not quite done yet. So Andy slept with an eye mask on, and I just did my best to sleep. But so far so good. The van was pretty comfortable and we had a good night. So we decided to stop in downtown Franklin and visit the Scottish Tartan Museum, because I'm looking for a new Scottish tartan to replace my old scarf that the moths got. And there's this beautiful little community garden right here in the center of town, and we've just enjoyed a little walk through it. Did you find some good photo ops?
I think so.
Yeah, cool. Scottish Tartans Museum. It's a neat little place. Unfortunately, I didn't find anything with a Ferguson tartan that I wanted, but we had fun poking around, looking at Scottish history, and I was interested to read that they established this little museum here in Franklin because there are more people of Celtic descent in North Carolina than in any other state. Pretty fun fact. We are driving through western North Carolina on our way up to Max Patch. We just stopped in Waynesville. We just came through a little community called Crabtree, and it's so pretty here. This is the road to Max Patch. We've been driving for about 10 miles, and we've got a hairpin turn coming up. Going up and down.
Do you have a bobby pin?
No.
Not sure I can make this turn.
Yikes. We've only encountered a couple cars, and surprisingly there are a few houses way back here with mailboxes for mail delivery, obviously, but be a long route for a carrier. Anyway, we got another couple miles to go before we get there, and it's raining a bit, but we're crossing our fingers that the rain will be gone by the time we get up to the top. Rain is giving way to a little bit of blue sky up there. And I got a little smile at this blue blaze here, the easier way. Clearly last time I was here, I took the not so easier way.
Just took the long way home.
The long way. Let's go for a walk. Horse, you ready? Let's go. I had no idea this trail up to the Bald was so wooded. So we have been in nothing but woods so far. All right, Forrest, what's up here? is so determined. What's the blackberries? The see all the berries?
Yeah.
The bears love that. Here we go. We are coming out into the open. There's a lot more grasses up here than I remember. We'll see when we get a little further up. Oh, and look at that view. The clouds over the horizon there. Well, I'm back and it looks a lot different. Grass is so much shorter when I was here before. And the skies were crystal clear. It's still just as beautiful. And this, the AT this way and just do a big loop around back to the parking area. It's about, I think, a little over 1.5 miles, maybe not quite 2. Sun's coming out, clearing up a little bit over here. We're cruising along the ridge and we look down and I see this big white van over there. And I said, Andy, that's not us. Andy says, yep, it is. That's where the trailhead is down there. In our little van. We've gone a little over 1 mile and now we are on our way back down towards the parking area. It's about 1.5 mile loop total. And totally different than I remember it. Totally different. So I guess I should clarify when I say this is totally different than I remember it. I didn't walk to the parking lot. We're back, so I only did the AT portion of this little stretch. And I think they may have relocated the trail. I'm not 100% certain, but I remember it being up right along the top of the ridge and the hills going down on either side. And this time it seemed like it was much more to one side of the ridge. And of course, much more overgrown because they're trying to reforest the whole thing. And either way, it's still a beautiful, beautiful place. So I hope that people will continue to take care of it and respect it so that it continues to be open and available for folks who want to visit in future years. Andy just noticed this little bee condo.
Moving on up.
Moving on up. Sing that again?
Forrest certainly thinks he's moving on up.
He does. This little guy's been pulling the whole way. He's so excited to be out. And I think the clouds just obscured it, but the parking area is just ahead.
They're all over here,
Oh,
too.
and here's a whole bunch more. Hey, little guys.
I could see the kiosk a minute ago, now I can't.
I know, the clouds just came in. And I don't know, we might get wet before we even get back to the car, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yep, I just did that. I was walking a little too fast in slippery mud. Thankfully, I did not go down. And there's our van. Hi, van. Van doesn't have a name yet. We're working on it.